Good morning, Night Riders gal. I'll tell you what, trying to set these live streams up has become a chore in itself. This is just going to be a short live stream because apparently Drew's going to be on in a half an hour. And so, yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do for this live stream. Just sit here and stare at you. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm very busy this morning doing laundry. I just cleaned the kitchen carpet. Yeah, we have carpet in our kitchen because our kitchen is downstairs. We have a reverse bi-level. So our kitchen is downstairs in what would be known as a basement. And so instead of fixing the floor properly, they just laid carpet on the floor so that way you didn't have cold feet from a concrete floor. And so I just cleaned that carpet, and then tomorrow on the other side of that room is our family room, and I'm going to clean that carpet tomorrow. So I got a heater blowing on the carpet to dry it and a fan, and of course I'm doing my laundry, and then I got to fix my sink in the kitchen because the nut that holds down the faucet broke on one side. It just disintegrated. And so yeah, I bought some of those, so I got to turn my water off and fix that. So 6:30. Well, it said something about on the email that he was going to be live at 10:30. Let me look at it again. Maybe I read it wrong. Let me find my email here. Let's see here. Oh, maybe it's just a video of the week. So it's just a Patreon video. It starts at 10:30, so maybe he's having a premiere for Patreon at 10:30 in the morning. That's what it says anyway. So what we got here? Sugo and Dexter's TV. See Michelle. So yeah. Let me go back to this screen because that screen is so tiny I can't even see. I'm going to restart this part. Here we go. Boy, you sure have a lot of ninja accounts there, Michelle. Too many for me. But I got to go to Walmart today, and because I'm going to look for a piece of furniture to put shoes in, because everybody's got their shoes stacked on top of each other, and we keep kicking them and walking on them, and yeah, it's driving me insane. So I'm going to go find a cubby hole shelf for shoes. Live in 10 hours. Well, yeah, it says 10:30 a.m. on my email. So let's see. Go to Patreon. And yeah, 10 hours, 8:30 p.m. That's fine. His email is always wrong compared to what it says on Patreon. So let me go back to YouTube here. Get rid of you, because like I said, that wording's... See, it's funny. I got new glasses. They are blue, so they call that matte blue. I don't know if you could see that. And now, if I do my both bifocals like this, then I could read that. And another thing it's supposed to be going on is all your wording is supposed to be orange. I don't know if it's orange for you, but it's not orange for me, and it's really making me upset that it's not orange. And so yeah, it's I really need to play with this prism again, and because they're changing things. And thank you. And now Debbie, she got new glasses a few months ago, and hers are purple. And so yeah, I got sunglasses as well. But I had to take them back because they made them so dark that I had to literally drive down the road like this because everything over here was really bright and this was really dark. And I told him, I said, you got to lighten these things up. I can't wear these things. So back to these, if I'm sitting here, this is nothing but a blur. Even if I don't want to be like this the whole time looking through my bifocals looking at this screen. So it's kind of stupid. And but even my iPad that I'm looking at, which is bigger lettering and everything's bigger, is still blurry. And even if I look through my bifocals, it's still blurry. So let's take those off and see if it's any better. Actually, let's try my old glasses. And the whole point of getting new glasses is I can see in any distance that I want to look at, and all I see is blur. So here's my old glasses, and of course that's a blur, and if I look through my bifocals then it's clear. So, and it's just like the same, it's like they didn't change anything. So if I sit here, I'm probably about 2 feet away from my iPad and looking through the normal glasses, and it's nothing but a blur. So it drives me nuts. So at work, I'm like this all day because my mask fogs up my glasses, and you know, it's insane. But this, I was planning on doing a live stream today, and I got busy, and then she said something to me, and I'm like, okay. And then I had to go put another load of laundry in, and came up here, and I'm trying to deal with Prism. And yeah, I probably should try using some other live streaming app. If I had 1,000 subscribers, then I could go through YouTube, but I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. My uptake on subscribers is very, very slow. So apparently people aren't interested in the coffee, even though I do have a coffee video coming soon. And, well, good morning, Mambo Cresac. But I'll probably end up doing this a lot and this a lot. And it's crazy. I did want to go to the park again, and actually, I wanted to do that last weekend or 2 weekends ago because the trees were in full bloom, and but yeah, they're almost back to leaves again. The blooms are about done, and I just got busy, and so yeah, there's my excuse. I was busy. Plus, I didn't know what I was going to talk about in a live stream anyway, so it's good to be out and about, like Drew does, showing you Japan, and I would show you Decatur, and but yeah, I've been busy, and I still got to go to the gas station and get gas in my truck and gas for the mower, and my jobs are never done. I don't come home and relax on the weekends because Monday through Friday at work, I come home, take a nap for a couple hours, and get up, make dinner, watch Drew, go to bed, do it all over again. Saturday I get up, and I'm busy around the house, and it's just nonstop. So, and I haven't taken my pain pills, and I'm in pain right here. So, yeah. But I got my smiley shirt on today. So here's my smiley shirt. My furnace is running. It's not even that cold in this house. My furnace is running, and now it's hot in here. So I may have to turn that down a bit. We do have warm weather coming. I have to get off here again. Let's see, what is the weather going to be? Well, now they're saying it's going to rain today, so, or this afternoon, which I hope it doesn't, because I was going to mow, or try to mow, and, oh yeah, here it comes. So let me go to the radar and I'll show you all this rain that's coming. So there's all the rain that's coming. I'm right in the middle, right there. Let me back this up a bit so you can see how much rain's covering up. So there's the radar right there. Get it in the shot better. I didn't know it was supposed to rain today, so it looks like no mowing going on today. Okay, we'll stop that. Anyway, it's supposed to be 60 degrees today. 63 tomorrow and 79 on Monday. And then hit the 80s mark after that and be in the 60s and 70s. So our warm weather's coming. It's just taking its time, and it's crazy because just a few days ago we got snow, and luckily it didn't accumulate enough to matter. And of course right after that it just melted anyway. So, and now we got 80-degree temperatures coming. Yeah. You know, back in the 1980s, when California was really popular and everybody wanted to go to California, of course I wanted to go to California in the 1980s, and of course now today there's just a lot of states that I have no desire of going to, and California is really kind of one of them, even though I've never seen the ocean in person. And the closest I've been to California is when I went to Vegas, and got to see mountains for the first time off in the distance, but never been on a mountain. And but California is one of them. New York's another, and Louisiana's another state that I have no desire going to, and they just don't appeal to me. So, but maybe it's due to Louisiana having alligators. I don't feel like being chomped by an alligator. So not that they're like everywhere, but I just have no desire going down there anyway. So yeah. But my goal, one of my goals in life, is to see the ocean finally. I don't know if it's going to be east or west coast, but yeah, eventually I'll get to see the ocean. And no, I never got to go to the Hoover Dam. I went to Vegas for my job. They paid for my plane ticket. We had a conference out there, and because being Vegas, they made sure that everybody showed up to every conference that we had to attend. And if you did not attend it, well, then of course you got in trouble, and because we also were getting paid for being there. And so yeah, at nighttime I basically walked around all by myself. I didn't do a whole lot, just kind of walked the strip back and forth a little bit, sat there and watched people. And it's just, that's a crazy city because it's got every walks of life, and people are dressed like they're going to the ball, and I'm like, really? And you know, I'm from the sticks, so I'm not used to seeing something like that. And their sidewalks are about as wide as my house, so that was kind of crazy. And of course you got people sitting off in the distance flipping these cards, trying to get you to come over and take one for stupid reasons and so on and so forth. So no, if it was a pleasure trip, I would have had Debbie with me. So because she's never been to Vegas either, and but I stayed at the Caesar Palace and gambled a little bit on the slot machines, and they gave us a little bit of an allowance. And I went to this place called the Palms restaurant, and apparently a lot of famous people ate there, and paid $56 for 2 butterfly pork chops and a glass of wine. And I asked the guy if he had a certain type of beer, and he said yes. I said, well, I want one of those. So I think altogether it's like $50-some for this entire meal. So it was crazy. This was probably, well, this was August, so it was actually right when my anniversary with Debbie was going on, and I again was not home. This is the second time that I was away from Debbie on a wedding anniversary because of my job. And it was right at the beginning of August. It was very hot, and I remember when we got to Caesars, we were checking in and all that stuff, and I was kind of wandering around by myself, and I walked out this door where the pools are, and I walked out there and I took one deep breath, and that heat was so hot, I was like, nope, and I turned around and headed right back in the building. I mean, it was hot. I've never experienced something that was so, it was dry heat, but it was hot, and I was like, nope. And I went right back inside and kind of chuckled a little bit. And but I had went out again later on that time, and I seen a palm tree, because I've never seen a palm tree in person in my life. So I went out there and I actually hugged that palm tree. It was kind of funny, but I hugged that palm tree. I bet you people are looking, what's that guy doing? So it was really cool. So but there was a lot of people around the pools and stuff like that. Of course, I mean, it's probably mostly natives to that area, so they're used to that heat. And I walked out there and it was just so hot. It took my breath away, and I was like, nope. In the building I went, and I stayed inside until nighttime. So, of course, the daytime we had our conference we had to go to and all that stuff, and they fed us well, and it was pretty nice. And then after 5 p.m., we got to go do whatever we wanted to do, and I was only out for maybe 4 hours and walking here and there, and had a cheap piece of crap camera, and I'm trying to take pictures and video, and I have some of that video somewhere, and if I can salvage it and put it on my channel, I will. But it was really cool. We went into the mall part of, or I went into the mall part of Caesars, and they had this great big aquarium in there, and everybody's just kind of standing around this thing, and I'm like, okay. So I just kind of just stood there watching, and next thing, there's this show, and here come this chair with this person sitting on there. It's all animatronics, and they had all this show going on above this aquarium. It was really cool. I've never seen anything like it before, and I filmed some of that, and then all the statues inside that place move, and it's crazy. Yeah. But they say that most of the time you see grass, it's probably around a casino, because they're the only ones that can afford grass. And apparently everybody else has rock or concrete or whatever it is around their homes. But yeah, it was a cool place, and got to see a lot of stuff I've never seen before. It was kind of a culture shock. And yeah, because Decatur just doesn't have stuff like that, and we're kind of a boring town. And about the biggest thing that ever happens here that's kind of going to crap right now is what we have every first weekend of August. They have a thing called Decatur Celebration, and it's been going on for, I don't know, close to 30 years. And between 3 days, well, they closed down up to 18 city blocks downtown, and in 3 days, and about 300,000 people show up in 3 days. So they have music and food and all kinds of stuff, and I've seen a lot of famous acts at this thing. And the past year or so, they decided to put a fence around, because it used to be free. So they decided to put a fence around it and charge, because they were losing money. And once they started charging, then I said, screw it, I'm not going to this thing ever again. And so, yeah. Yeah, I didn't see an M&M store. Yeah, when I went to a place where they sold these water globes, and I bought one for Debbie, and I didn't know at the time that you couldn't put it in your carry-on. And so here's my bag going through their stupid thing, and he goes, "Is this your bag?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Come here." He goes, "You're going to have to take this thing and go put it in your suitcase." And I said, "Listen, I don't know where my suitcase is, and I can't do that." And he goes, "Well, you can't bring this on because we don't know what's in here." I said, "It's just a water globe. I just bought it." "Yeah, I wish these people would tell everybody you can't carry these on airplanes." And so they had to confiscate it. So there was $15 down the drain. It was really cool looking. So, of course, she was very upset she didn't get it, and I was upset they took it. And apparently they have thousands of these stupid things, and because nobody tells them, hey, if you're going to take this back to another state, you better ship it or put it in a luggage that's not a carry-on. So I lost that, and kind of pissed me off. But what are you going to do? But I lost $15, and I'll back this thing up because I'm practically on it. But yeah. That was my experience going to the West. Was as far as I went was Vegas, and I've been to Dallas, Texas. Well, the only thing I've been in Dallas was the airport. But the year before going to Vegas for my job, they sent us to San Antonio, and I enjoyed going to San Antonio more so than going to Vegas. So we stayed at a hotel right next to the riverfront. And in fact, you go down to the main area of the hotel and go out those back doors, and it takes you to the riverfront mall in the riverfront. And they had this group playing I don't even know what kind of music that it was. The guy was playing kind of like an Indian flute and a bunch of other instruments, and then just racketed through the whole mall area, and it was just beautiful. And I went inside the mall, and I found this shop called Primarily Purple, and of course everything in there was purple, because hence the name. And so I bought Debbie a shirt that said the Riverwalk on there, and had some stuff on there. It was purple, and I don't think that one was during our anniversary though. But yeah, that was one they didn't really monitor people of showing up to the conference. And but I got to see the Alamo, which was really cool. And the Alamo doesn't have a basement. And it's actually really small, but they give you a picture, or they show you a picture of how big the Alamo used to be. And it's actually that entire area where it used to be. And if I ever go to California, I'll do that. And but yeah, it was I had to actually put a hat on to break a sweat. Even though it was kind of warm out, it wasn't humid and it wasn't really, really hot. It was just warm. And one of the locals, he's like, man, it's just so hot out there and so humid. And I told him, I said, humid? I said, this isn't humid. I said, once you come back to Illinois, that is humid. Roman Chris 1, welcome to my live stream. It's been a while since I've live streamed, and because I really haven't had much to say, so now I'm yakking away. Hello, Nancy Yan. And yeah, everything's doing well, and except for my pinched nerve on my neck, if I can get it out right. And because it's actually hurting right there, and yeah, eventually I'll take some pain pills. But anyway, yeah, I got to see the Alamo. I went to an IMAX for the first time, and that was really cool. I went to like 2 movies, and man, that's the neatest thing is an IMAX theater. I've never experienced one until I went there. That was really, really cool. Of course, we don't have an IMAX around here, and I don't know if Springfield, Illinois has an IMAX, and if they don't, then I'd have to go clear to Chicago, and that's not going to happen. So, and, but yeah, and it's funny, the things that I would look at and comment on compared to other people. Like, I looked at their grass in front of the Alamo, and they have the weirdest grass in Texas, and compared to where I live. So it actually looks like the kind of grass that they grow in Thailand that I've seen in videos, where it doesn't really grow very fast, and it just stays at a certain height. And yeah, it was really weird. And then I was looking at a map after I got home from that trip, and I said, oh man, right down the street was the Ripley's Believe It or Not. If I would have known that, I would have showed up at the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum and took a look at that. But I didn't know it was down there. And but you know, they fed us well there, and all the people who served the food to us were all Mexican, and oh God, that food was just wonderful. I loved it. And of course, the Mexican food here in my town is probably not made by Mexicans, so it's probably made by Americans. And so, I mean, it's but the food that I had there, good God, it was so, yes. It's actually been a long time since I've seen you, Roman Chris 1, and especially in my live stream. So I really don't watch a lot of people's channels anymore like I was. I'm mainly watching, I'd say, 4 people out of all the ones that I think there's probably 200 and some channels that I subscribe to. But yeah, I'm just very busy and really don't have a lot of time for electronics and yeah, we had a food truck here. He just closed down this last year, and it was called the Burrito Truck, and it was actually owned by some Mexicans. And oh my God, those burritos were wonderful. I always got the pastoral burrito, and oh, I love it. It's got a pineapple in it and all this other stuff, and it's just great. Yeah, it's been a while since I was live streaming outside. In fact, I wanted to do that this last week or so, and it didn't happen. So I'm always busy. Actually, I made chicken adobo, and I probably didn't make it as well as an authentic Filipino, but it was okay. I tried to follow the recipe. In fact, I found some recipe that was on the internet, and I'm trying to follow that recipe, and yeah, I probably didn't do that great of a job, and so I think I did forget the sugar in it. I think there's sugar in it, and because after I made it, I started looking at my ingredients and said, "Oh, I forgot that." So I think I was the only one that ate it out of all of us here. They all didn't want to try it, so but it was good. I mean, for what I did, it was good for my first try. So anything else, I have not tried yet. So it'd probably be better if I went to the Philippines and tried it than trying to make it myself. But I went out and got all the ingredients that recipe had said, and I don't think I really. When I did the video, I kind of just did snippets of what I did, and I was kind of upset with myself because I don't think I did a very good job, and maybe down the road I'll redo that video and make a different uh, creation. So. But I haven't been to too many states. I mean, I've been to Missouri several times. I've been to Traverse City, Michigan. And oh, that is the most beautiful country up there in Traverse City, Michigan. I've never seen such clear water in my life when we went to one of the lakes. I mean, you could see the bottom of the lake, fish swimming around. The air was so clean. And I mean, forest all around us for one, because that's kind of foresty up there. But yeah, I've never seen such beautiful country in my life. And when I went up to Traverse City, Michigan, and I was about 18 years old when I went up there. And of course, I've been to Indianapolis, and I used to be in Job Corps. And if you don't know what Job Corps is owned by the Department of Employment, or whatever you want to call it. So when it started out, it was to help kids out on a trade. And what I didn't know was they turned it into, if a kid got into trouble, instead of going to jail, they sent them off to Job Corps to learn a trade, and then you get a job from there. Once you learn it, they give you free tools, and they look for you a job, and so on and so forth. Well, everybody kept asking me, what did I do to get there? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, I just seen an ad in a newspaper and joined. What? And of course, I lived with, my campus was all male at the time. It's co-ed now, but I had lived with people that were in hardened gangs, and I would say 85% of the people there were black, 10% were white, and 5% were Hispanic. And it was quite an experience. And I went there, and I was to become a carpenter. And I was there for about 3 months. And I went home for Christmas and never came back. So it wasn't for me. And what they had already tried to teach me, I already knew. So then they just counted me AWOL, and they didn't really pay you much anyway, because they did give you a little bit of a salary. It was about $17 a week, I think it was, or something like that. But it was free room and board, and they fed you really good food because the people who made the food were students. And I'll tell you what, they made the best French toast I have ever had in my entire life. Oh my God, it was so good. Yeah, we don't really have a lot of Asian culture here. Down the road, we have First Walk, which is Chinese food, which Debbie won't leave me alone about going there all the time. There was a Japanese restaurant. They may still be out north. They got closed down because they weren't keeping their place clean, which really surprised me. Everybody keeps saying that Japanese are very clean people, but obviously the ones that were here weren't. So they got closed down until they cleaned up, and I don't know if they are back open again. COVID may have killed them. So mostly what's in this town, we do have one Thai place downtown. I have not been there yet. It's called Anna Thai, and most of the restaurants here are Mexican, or your Macca's or Burger King or Wendy's, and you just your major chain places here. But yeah, we don't really have a big market of other cultures in this city, which really sucks. But I mean, you go to the store and they've got your little Asian area, but I don't know how well or how authentic that food is. So well, I will look for a different recipe of that compared to the one that I use, or somebody can even send me one. Um, and I'll make it again, and I'll try to film it and retry it. I was going to do another driving video yesterday, Nancy. I took a couple of boxes to the guy I used to work with. He left his stuff there. And after getting halfway out that way, because I actually had to go to another town because he lives outside Decatur. And so I was going to make another driving video of heading, I think they're east. And so yeah, I didn't do it. And then I was like, man, I should have made a video, but maybe another time. So, and I actually like to make one where I go down. We have this street called El Dorado Street, and back in I don't know how far back it went, but I know in the 70s and the 80s, that used to be the driving strip. So everybody drove up and down that strip on the weekends and parked on the sides and so on and so forth. And towards the end of the 80s, they kind of stopped it and made people go on about telling them, oh, you can't park here, you're trespassing, so on and so forth. And it just kind of doesn't happen anymore. So I was going to drive down El Dorado Street and head east and then head back north over our Staley Bridge. So now Staley is a big manufacturing company. They use soybeans and who knows what. It's now called Tate & Lyle. It's not called Staley anymore because the company Tate & Lyle bought it off of Staley, and when they process the soybeans, of course, it stinks and all that stuff. So I was going to drive over the Staley Bridge and show everybody in the manufacturing area of Decatur, because Decatur used to be a very booming town. We had Staley, we have ADM, which those two places are still here. If ADM ever left, this town would be a ghost town. And we used to have Firestone, and it was a huge facility here. They closed it down. I'm trying to think of another place they closed down. But yeah, this used to be a big booming town. And we have Caterpillar. Caterpillar is still here. So, but throughout the years, we had presidents that used to come to this city, and we've had famous people used to come here. They even made a movie here because of what went on at ADM, and which a lot of people at this town was very upset at how they made that movie, because it's just like they cut a lot of Decatur out of it. And so this town has kind of gone downhill, and city council doesn't seem like they want to do anything to beef this town up. We do have Millikan University here, and they're probably about the only ones that's been kind of expanding. And so yeah, a lot of people are moving out of this town. Of course, a lot of people are moving out of the state. So so it used to be a really good town, and they actually took away our title. I think it was called a metropolis. So because we're down on numbers, it's no longer known as a metropolis, and we're just a small city. And yeah, so kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do? But yeah, I'm going to try and show other parts of town. My nose really bothering me today. And it seems like every time I go in this room, right behind me is my closet. So right up there used to be the way to get into my attic. And they sealed that off. But ever so often, there's too much moisture gets built up in there. And I'll show you what I put in there. So I have one of these things that I buy at the dollar store, and that's sitting up there on a shelf. And I kid you not, this thing will fill up with water in there, and so I do that so mold doesn't build up in my closet. And so yeah, I think and my furnace runs all the time, and it was just running not too long ago, and it's real hot in here, but yeah, it dries out my nose and screws up my sinuses, and yeah. Oh. But yeah, these are my new glasses here. They are blue. Here's my old ones. I was trying to get away from the black, and actually my sunglasses are black. They're black on one side and gray on the back side. So, and I actually like them better than the blue ones. So, yeah, there's these. They're a little bigger than the other ones. So, but I told her I was trying to get away from the black, and these are Ralph Lauren's. And I think these are yeah, I forgot what they call them. Ray-Bans. I think these are Ray-Bans. It's probably cold down there because I took that heater out where you're at. I put it in the kitchen so to dry that carpet. Because I cleaned my carpet today, and tomorrow I'm going to clean where she's at. And yeah. We've been, I took peppermint extract and stuck it in a bottle of water, and I've been spraying it around the edges of my room because this house, we have a lot of spiders and this and that. So they claim peppermint steers that stuff away. So now my downstairs smells like peppermint. Not that that's a bad thing, but I'm going to have to take these back because I'm about 2 feet from that right there, and it's nothing but a blur. Now, if I do this, look through my bifocals, then it's clear, which really sucks. So I don't want to have to keep looking through my bifocals to see everything, or I'm going to have to just put them up here like this and look stupid. So but I bought these things at Walgreens. And I really don't like them. They claim that it was really bassy, and they're not. They're not bassy at all. It sounds like I got tin cans on my ears. And it was supposed to last 21 hours, the battery life of them, and they lied because they don't last 21 hours, and they're called iHip, and I only paid like 23 bucks for them, but I'm gonna find something different because I really don't like those, and yeah. Yeah, I bought Debbie a new computer, and she hasn't even really used it yet. I got her a shoot, I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's just sitting upstairs on this new stand that I bought, and yeah, she hasn't really got on there and done anything with it. So Acer, that's what it was, an Acer. Oh, I can't think of the name of it. So, but it's only a 32 gig, and I told her you can't be sitting there downloading a mess load of pictures because you'll use it up quick, and then it'll be slow just like all the other computers that we have. And because I bought myself an old computer that got upgraded with Windows 10 for my channel, and it is so slow that I don't even get on it. So well, thanks for coming, and you have a good rest. I don't know if I'll probably just be on here about an hour, and then go finish the things I need to do. So yeah, I thought I'd come on today. I haven't been on for, I don't know, maybe a month since I was filming at the park, and which I was going to go to the park again, but I actually wanted to go to the other park, but every time I go out there I don't have good reception, and I see towers everywhere, and I don't know why my phone's not picking up the good reception. Maybe it's because I have AT&T and they suck, and one of these days I'll switch to Verizon. Everybody says go to Verizon, so but now they're calling for rain today, and I don't know if it's raining out there yet, which really sucks because I was gonna mow, but mostly the front is just the dandelions have kind of went up that high up above the ground, and I was gonna mow them up. Let's see what it's saying it's doing. They claim there's light rain out there, so at about 2 p.m. man, my voice always keeps cracking. 2 p.m. 80% chance of rain. So as the day progresses, it goes up to 80. So that sucks. And it's not supposed to rain again until Wednesday. So, but at least it's going to be warm, and my furnace better not kick on, or I'm going to have to shut it off. I don't know why I turned that off. I need that. So the thumbnail I use, that's a new thumbnail that I'm going to be putting up for my live streams. And Debbie found that picture, and so I just kind of stuck it on my editing thing and took the background out, and I don't think we have Spectrum. I've never heard of it, so I doubt we have it. All right, you have a wonderful day, Roman Chris Wan, and thank you for showing up. I have about 10 more minutes to go, and then I'm going to be getting off here myself. So I fell asleep. I actually laid down at 6:30 yesterday, and I said, well, I'm just going to rest my eyes. Next thing I know, it's 9 o'clock at night. I slept for about almost 3 hours, and actually kind of had a hard time getting up. And I wanted to check to see if Drew was on, and it said that he had been on for I don't know how many minutes. So I popped on there and missed him eating that pudding. So I'll have to rewatch the replay. And well, good night, Michelle. You have a good sleep. Thanks for coming. Oh man, my back is killing me today. And that's another thing that keeps me from sleeping is the pain in my back, and actually it's more in my neck, and then it shoots down this arm, and this finger is numb. But I don't see my chiropractor until May 11th, and who knows if he'll even do anything that day. So they'll probably want to take x-rays or something, and hopefully he'll kind of pop my neck and snap this and that, and I'll be good to go. So but I've also been wanting to do a donut challenge 3.0, and Kroger is not selling the Krispy Kremes anymore, and I got to get out to Walmart today, and I'll check to see if Walmart's got them, because I was going to do another this time I was going to eat 24 of them, so, or at least try to. I got to beat my 12, and apparently 12 isn't enough is nothing in what Drew says, so I'm going to try and eat 24 of them this time. If I can ever find them. I don't know why Kroger's not getting that stuff back in. But I got another coffee one coming up, and so stay tuned for that. I should have that up by tomorrow. I hope. Well, welcome Fatso TV. Fatso TV. I think this is probably the first time I've seen you in my live stream, but welcome. It is probably what? Around midnight there in the Philippines? Something like that. I think you guys are opposite of me right now, since we went up on our time. I wish they'd stop doing that. But you only get me for about 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to get off of here and go finish all the things I'm doing today, and yeah. Go take some pain pills, because I'm out of my pain pills. I take some of them and I stick them in this bottle here, and I'm out. So I got to go down there and find some pain pills, and of course when it hits midnight here, I'm asleep. So the weekends I try to stay up a little longer, but sometimes that doesn't happen. Yeah, we have, I would say probably 3 to 4 Filipinos working at my job here. And in fact, one of them is new. I've never seen her before. I don't know what her name is. And So yeah, she's new to where I'm at, and in fact, I think one of them might have went back home or something. I haven't been seeing him around lately, so he either switched shifts, he must be on second shift, or he went back home. So and I always forget what their names are, so I think one of them's name's Rom or something like that. I can't remember what their names are. But we have a pretty good diverse amount of culture at my job. You know, we got those Filipinos there, and there is some ones from Korea. I think there's a girl there from Japan. We got some people from India that work there, and so yeah, they're a pretty diverse business. Well, yeah, thank you. Hit that like button. I reside in Decatur, Illinois, USA. That's where I am at right now. Decatur, Illinois, USA. We used to have over 100,000 people here, and now we probably got about half of that, if we're lucky. But the weather's warming up, and it's supposed to be raining out there today, and my furnace just kicked on again, so I don't think it's hot or cold in this house, but apparently my furnace thinks so. Ouch. Yeah, sitting on this drum throne. So I use a drum throne for my drum kit to do my my live streams, and because I sit in my room to do it because it's quietest in here. All right, 1 minute, guys. 1 minute, and I'm gonna call it quits, and we can all go and do what we do. I gotta go restart the dryer, and I can hear the washing machine going, and well, hello, Tina. You just made it, because in about 30 seconds I'm gonna be out of here. Because I'm running out of things to say. So next Saturday, so my live streams are on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Central Illinois time, USA. And hopefully next time I'll be somewhere instead of at home, and kind of show you around. But I'm going to do another driving video. And I got this thing that I bought. It took them forever to send it to me. It's clipped onto my visor. And of course, when I'm going over bumps and stuff, this thing's doing this, and I'm trying to keep it steady and while I'm driving, and so yeah, I'm gonna drive to another part of my town and edit that and all that stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. I got some videos coming, and but I got a coffee one coming by tomorrow. I gotta film that yet. It's just 2 different coffees, and we'll see which one wins over on the other. So, or maybe they'll be the same. So, and so yeah. So I'm gonna thank each and every one of you for showing up. And I know I've been gone for a while, but you know, I've been busy and I've been in a lot of pain, And as you can see, I'm kind of not, I'm crooked like this, so. So I do have some videos coming, and I've noticed that I haven't been putting anything on, and my subscriber count's kind of slowly going up because I guess I'm not that interesting. So, but thank you all for showing up, and I'm gonna get out of here until next Saturday. But watch my videos that are coming. I'll see you then. Bye, everyone.